Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Katie Snow, and today we are making one of our favorite healthy dessert recipes, chia pudding, and we're going to put a twist on it. We are actually going to make a beet version of it, so beet chia pudding. Chia seeds, just to give you a little background on the health benefits of chia seeds. Chia seeds are an excellent source of omega-3 fatty acids, great source of protein, and they're loaded with antioxidants. Anytime we can get chia seeds in a smoothie or some healthy recipe, we try to sprinkle them in. And also we're going to be using beetroot powder. So for those of you who have not seen our red beet powder, this is a 100% organic fermented beetroot powder. And so we're just going to elevate this recipe a notch by putting even more antioxidants in it and giving you a little boost of energy. We are trying to get this beet powder into many recipes as we can. We mix it just with water for a pre-workout, and we're enjoying that. Sometimes we mix it with a strong green tea for even a better punch for a pre-workout. But we like to incorporate it into as many recipes as we can because we know the benefits of beets. And with our powder, it just makes it so much easier to get the beets into our diet easier. So we'll go ahead and get started. And I'm going to make a little pretty twist also with this recipe. I'm going to layer, after we make the original chia pudding, we're going to layer the colors. So we're going to make a darker red beet chia pudding layer, and then a medium, and then we're going to have just the regular layer. So we're going to make this where if you want to have people over and share with them a delicious, healthy dessert, this is going to be a very easy recipe to do. And I'll go ahead and show you the steps now. So we want to start off by showing you the ingredients. This is Nutiva brand that we usually get, the chia seeds. We found a big bag at Costco for a really good buy, but these are organic. And probably the best thing if you're going to buy a bag this big and you're not going to use the chia seeds as often, is put them in your freezer. So I actually put them in this glass container, and I keep this in the door of my freezer. And so even though I do use them often, I want to make sure that I'm keeping the integrity and keeping them good instead of just leaving them out room temperature. And then I want to show you the options. So if you haven't checked out our almond milk recipe, this is homemade almond milk, so a lot healthier than the box version. But if you're in a pinch and trying to make this recipe, you can use a boxed almond milk. Just make sure that it's unsweetened and organic if you can get it that way. And then we're going to use for a sweetener the monk fruit sweetener, and it is a granular, but I'll show you how to dissolve it so it dissolves completely in the chia pudding. And then again, the last ingredient is the red beet powder that we're going to be using. So I'm going to go ahead and show you just how to make the basic chia pudding. And so I went ahead and made the 3 so that I can color these and put them in the layers to show you what it'll look like when we get done. But just to make the base recipe, very easy. It is 3 ingredients. So you need whichever milk of your choice, the chia seeds, and then the sweetener. So it's very simple to make. So let's go ahead and show you that. I'm going to use my homemade almond milk. It's yummy and creamy, and I know what's in it because I made it. And so this jar that I'm using is 1 cup. So I'm going to use this instead of grabbing a measure cup and messing that up. So I'm just going to pour it 1 cup. And then the chia seeds, I'm going to measure out 3 tablespoons. And I'm going to show you the trick with this recipe, because it can mess up on you if you don't spend the first few minutes of making it and really following this important step. So I have 3 tablespoons of chia seeds, and then I'm going to close it up. And the shaking part, this is what is super important. You need to shake it for the first few minutes. You can set it down, walk off, do something, but remember to go right back to it. Because what happens is you'll get the initial layer of chia seeds and they'll make one big conglomerate at the bottom. And it's really hard to break up if you leave it stay more than 10 minutes like this in the initial stage. So if I'm walking around the house, I'll just shake it while I'm, doing a couple of things around the house, bring it with me, just so I don't let that happen, because I've let that happen so many times, and I have this big blob of chia seeds, and they've already congealed into one big mass chia seed section at the bottom of the jar. And again, once you get past the first 5 minutes, they'll disperse enough after they've swollen. And these actually swell about 3 or 4 times their original size that you see them in the jar. So they swell a good amount. So once you get it where you can tell they're not layering back down on the bottom, then you're pretty much out of the woods at that point. So a couple more shakes, and then it takes probably about 30 minutes to get it to this consistency. So it's equally dispersed. So about 30 minutes. So if you're making this for dinner, give yourself a good hour. So you want to have 30 minutes to get to this texture, and then you want to have it in the refrigerator for a good 30 minutes so it's chilled. And then especially if you want to make it layered like we're going to make today, we want to make sure that we have time to let it get to this consistency, and then add the colors, layer it, and then put it in the refrigerator and let it chill for a little bit. So pretty much there. You're safe to set it down at this point. You can see where they're all dispersed throughout the milk, and now it just takes a little bit of time for them to swell, and then you'll get it to this consistency. Okay, so that's the basic chia pudding recipe. Super simple. You know what? Just realized I did not put the sweetener. So let me add the monk fruit sweetener, and then I'm going to put this one to the side. So we're going to put just 1/2 teaspoon in that container, and then we'll shake it again. Make sure that this is granular sugar, or granular sweetener, so we want to make sure that we have it mixed up pretty good. So that's it. That's your basic chia pudding with the sweetener. And now we're going to move on to making each one of these staged with the beetroot powder in them. So go ahead and 2 of them we're going to pop the top off of. And I did not add sweetener to these yet, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in at the same time. So again, it's just 1/2 teaspoon of the monk fruit. And then we're going to put 1/2 scoop in one of these, because we want to have a little difference in the color. And then a full scoop in the other one. You'll definitely be able to tell the difference in them. And so, no machine required. This is a easy recipe. So we just gotta shake, shake, shake until we see the color dispersing. Yeah, that's pretty. I can already see the pink color. So we have shaken the beet powder where it's nice and uniform throughout. It made some really pretty colors. So we have our base chia pudding. We did one with just a little bit of beet powder, and then we have one with a little bit more. So we have our 3 colors. So now, with the consistency that it is, it's pretty easy. We'll start with the darker one on the bottom, and we'll just spoon some of the mixture. See how it's a nice thick consistency? Just spoon that in. And I did want to say a little bit about the sweetener. You can do this a few different ways. Some people maybe don't like the taste of the monk fruit sweetener. That's okay. If you prefer stevia, that's another one. And if you prefer using honey, you know, if you don't have any restrictions and aren't trying to watch your carbs, you can definitely use honey. And it's a good healthy sweetener. You just remember you'll have a little bit of blood sugar handling and insulin involved if you're going to use that as your sweetener, the honey. Okay, ooh, this is fun. So see how it's a nice pudding texture consistency. Okay, so we have our dark layer on the bottom. And we'll move over to the medium one. And I'm doing this for pretties, but if you want to just mix the beetroot in there and just make it easy and not worry about, you know, doing this step, that's good too. They have the little shorter mason jars that definitely make the presentation nice if you're going to make this for your family or a group of friends that come over. They have a little shorter than an 8 ounce. It's like I guess a 4 ounce mason jar that's wider, and so you can layer it up in these, and that way everybody has a smaller amount. Okay, so that was our medium color, and now the top. We'll use the one that doesn't have any beetroot. Get me a new spoon. I'm using about, this is a big cup that I'm putting it in, so I'm using most of the containers. But if you, again, use those smaller little mason jars, you can make it go a lot further. So, okay, so that is our 3 layers. You might have a little bit of chia pudding that gets everywhere, but that's okay. It's easy to clean up. So this is our pretty 3-layer chia seed pudding, and we have the beetroot powder in it, so it's nice and pretty. And at this consistency, you can put one of the wider straws in if you want to drink it, or have it served with a spoon. But either way, we hope you liked this video. It was fun to make. It's fun to make a beautiful dessert like this, and one that is healthy. So if you like this video, make sure that you like it, subscribe to our channel, and share it with others so that they can have some nice health tips and healthy desserts and healthy foods that we're making. And here's to transforming your health naturally. I'm Dr. Katie Snow. See you next time. Bye-bye.